Where's the person? Oh Lord, I am an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, I am your love. Where there is injury, pardon, and where there is doubt, bring your faith. And where there is despair, I am your hope. Where there is darkness, I am your light. And where there is sadness, I am.
This is what this is all about, coming together. Lighting the candle, igniting the flame.
If it's true that groups like ISIS emerged from the soil of war, then perhaps we should explore new ways to fight terrorism. What would happen if a man walked into a Syrian village within sight of ISIS, took out a guitar, and began singing prayers of peace? What would happen if leaders from the three Abrahamic religions, Jewish, Christian, and Muslim, stood shoulder to shoulder with that musician, meditating for peace in war-torn Syria? What would happen if millions of people just like you stopped at the exact moment this gathering takes place and sent their loving thoughts and prayers to all those that are suffering? On February 1st, just days from now, you can be part of one of the most significant global meditations in history. I'm James Twyman, and I'm going to be collaborating with Unify.org and the Abrahamic Reunion to conduct a global experiment in peacemaking. On February 1st, I will actually step into a Syrian village just within sight of ISIS, where I'll perform prayers of peace alongside leaders from Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Our vision is that you and millions of others join me for a worldwide synchronized meditation. A multitude of studies have proven that when large numbers of people focus positive intentions on a singular crisis, a measurable shift occurs. So please take just 10 minutes out of your day on February 1st to meditate for the children and victims of war in Syria. There's no way to know how this will go or if it will even work, but with all the suffering that's happening right now in the world, isn't this worth a try? For safety reasons, we're not going to release the exact location or the time of the meditation until just one day before, but if you register your email right now, on January 31st, we'll send you all the information you'll need so that you can participate. Just go to worldpeacepulse.com right now. Please dedicate just 10 minutes of your time on February 1st. Join me and millions of others as we shine our collective light on Syria and even ISIS, all in the name of peace.
It seems to me that not only was I born to be an emissary of love, having read of the story that he wrote, but to live right here on the line of the past, present, and future and the holy sites, because of 10 people who wanted this little house with a big view, I'm the only one who is of the inclination to open up my home for people to do things like sing for the well-being of everyone and everything on the planet. So thank you for making my life rich.
Thank you, Maya.
God bless your home, and to keep it open only for love and peace. Bless you forever.
And God bless you for being as crazy as I am.
I want to thank Maya for inviting us to come here, because, you know, for us who had just arrived here in the Holy Land, some of us for the very first time, it's such a blessing to be welcomed by the peacemakers, by the people who are coming together here to, you know, to focus the energies of peace from all the Abrahamic traditions and every tradition on this planet, to find the ways that we are more similar rather than the ways that we're more different, and to amplify the peace that's at the heart of all of these spiritual paths. So thank you, Maya, and it's great to be with all of you guys again. And you've probably heard there's something going on Monday. You all heard about that?
Yes.
I'm kind of amazed, actually, at what's been happening on every side of it. I've been involved with many prayer vigils, as you know, but I've never been involved with one that has had this much light, this much energy positive, and of course the shadow. You know, with people who are so very against what we're doing here, and so very opposed of others coming together to amplify the energy of peace. So that's why it's so important. That's what you all do here every day in the Holy Land. And for us to come and join that.
The last time there was an event, and Mr. Ibrahim was looking as conspicuous as usual, I found out that my new neighbor who lives downstairs, he and his wife are from Paris, and his wife is more calm about things. He's terrified that there are Christians who are sometimes living here next door, and that there were journalists and people who look Muslim. Terrified. It's terror. So part of our love needs to go to calm down the terror which causes so much.
Yeah. Well, that's what this peace vigil is all about. To give people a way and a reason to feel that they're part of the solution, not just afraid of ISIS or terrorists in general, or whatever else is happening in the Middle East and other places. And even just having people come together at the same moment, millions of people focusing their love and their light on that situation for 15 minutes. It's something. It's a beginning. It's a first step. And I also believe that it's not just a symbolic effort. I believe that there's power in that. When so many people come together and focus their positive light on any situation, it changes that situation. We've seen it over and over and over again. And it's the time for us to be afraid is over. The time for us to be empowered has begun.
Love your enemies. Bless those who curse you. Do good to those who hate you. Pray for those who persecute you. If you love only those who love you, why should you claim any credit? Even the tax collectors do as much.
And we are just trying to see.
If anyone strikes you on the right cheek, offer the other also. And if anyone takes away your coat, give him your cloak as well. Give to everyone who asks from you. And if anyone takes away your goods, do not ask for them back. Do not do to others anything you would not have them do to you. Pass no judgment, and you will not be judged.
I thought maybe one way to begin would be to share two prayers of peace that first happened and were first prayed 30 years ago in Assisi, Italy, the home of St. Francis, when the leaders of the 12 major religions of the world came together, and they didn't come to discuss or argue, they came to pray, and to pray the peace prayers from their traditions. And of course, two of those religions were Judaism and Islam. And one of the things that I love to do are to sing the prayers together, to once again show how similar we are. So I thought maybe a way to begin would be just to sing both the Muslim and the Jewish prayers of peace. In English, unfortunately. All right?
And the Christians.
What was that?
And the Christians.
Should I do the Christian as well?
Yes.
All right. We'll start off with the prayer of St. Francis. This one I love is the Christian. Oh Lord, I am an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, I am your love. Where there is injury, pardon, and where there is doubt, bring your faith. And where there is despair, I am your hope. Where there is darkness, I am your light. And where there is sadness, I am your joy. Oh, divine Master, grant that we may not seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, and to be loved as to love. I am now your instrument, beloved. For it is in giving that we receive, and it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and in dying to ourselves that we live. Oh Lord, I am an instrument of your peace. Join me in that one line. Oh Lord, I am an instrument of your peace. Oh Lord, I am an instrument of your peace.
of Allah, the merciful and the great. Praise be to the Lord of all, who has made us into tribes and nations, His own. Not that we may despise, but to know which one. If my enemy be inclined toward peace, then so inclined shall I be. Trust in the Lord, who knows all things. God's servants shall be the one who walks the earth in humility, and when we see this one, we shall say peace be unto you. And when we see this one, we shall say peace be unto you. In the name of Allah. Come, let us go now up to the mountain of the Lord, that we may walk the paths of the Most High. Come, let us go. Come, let us go. And we will beat our swords into plowshares, and our spears into pruning needles. Nations will not lift their swords in anger. No longer will we write of war in our books. No longer will any one of us be afraid. For the mouth of the Lord has spoken, and we will beat our swords into plowshares, and our spears
So thank you, brother. I knew I could count on you to do this.
Got to, when you're called, you're called.
That's right, exactly.
You'll tell them about Baghdad if you will?
You love this story, don't you? I love this story too. I'll just tell you one quick story about it.
Not about me, just about our general trip.
Well, this is, I've done many trips like this, and Eliyahu has been with me, and one in particular that he's thinking of is, it was a year after the final war in Baghdad happened, and we had the idea to do something that would bring a positive story to that situation. And so we gathered a group of very interesting, diverse spiritual leaders. Let me see if I can remember. Chief Orville Looking Horse, representing the Native American tradition. We had Jose Arguelles, representing more of the South American. We had a shaman from Russia.
Siberia,
yeah. And there was a woman, spiritual leader from Africa, from a tribe in Africa. Who am I forgetting? Of course, we're meeting many Muslims there.
Yeah, Muslims.
Asia tradition?
No, we didn't have anyone from Asia, but we did. Well, this is Asia. We're in Asia right now, so I knew we had to have at least one Jewish representative, but it's tricky. I mean, going into Baghdad as an Israeli, little, you know,
What year?
could be a little dangerous. What year was that?
2004 or 5?
Yeah.
2005.
So, of course, this is the man who stepped up and said, I'll go. And there were several times on that trip that we almost turned back because we met in Amman, and that night when we all first met, a bomb went off in a hotel like a block away from the hotel we were going to stay in. A dozen or so people were killed, but we said, we continue on. We got to Baghdad, and
overland. We drove overland.
a drive from Amman all the way. And then the people who were helping us, they're very open-minded. They said, listen, we love you all and we love this guy, but he needs to do something with these.
What's going to happen when it gets on the stage in the National Theater? What's going to happen when a Jew from Israel gets
That's
up?
right.
You know, the devil.
So we end up having this amazing gathering with all these different spiritual leaders and Muslims from their Sufis and...
Yeah, Shiites, Sunnis, Sufis, Christians. You had all the different faith traditions of Iraq.
But let me tell you my favorite part of the whole journey, and I've told this story many times. This is, for me, the best. There's, of course, on the stage a translator. So everything we're speaking all in English, he's translating into Arabic. And it came time for Eliyahu, and he has some of his traditional Jewish clothing on, and he has his payah, and that's, you know, out for everybody to see. And you could feel when he stood up and walked out, you could feel the tension just go like this, just rise.
And these were the peacemakers of Iraq.
Yeah.
Even for them, this was pushing the envelope.
It was.
An Israeli.
You could feel it. And so, just like everyone else, Ibrahim began to share, and he's speaking in English, and the translator's translating into Arabic. And should I say Ibrahim? I meant Eliyahu.
Well, we're like one. That's my father. Yeah.
So finally, I saw what was happening, and I was up on the stage in the back, but I walked up while he's talking, and I said to the translator, stop translating. And he did, and Eliyahu realized that this guy was no longer translating, so he started speaking in Arabic, because Eliyahu speaks Arabic. The first thing he said was, I hope you'll excuse me, because I speak more Palestinian Arabic and dialect, and it was as if you could see the people like, what is happening here? This Israeli is speaking Arabic, and it was like everything just relaxed, and they opened up, and they
what I said was that our Talmud, a Babylonian Talmud, was written right here. You know, 2,000 years, our most important holy book after the Bible is not called even the Jerusalem Talmud, it's the Babylonian Talmud. It was written here. This is where our tradition, Talmud Bavli, comes here. Pampatisa, where it was written, was today in Ramadi and those areas. And I said, we're all the children of Abraham. We're all one family. And I said, and I come from Israel, but Abraham is originally from here, you know. So, and I gave them a lot of cover. I said, so aren't we all Iraqis? You know?
I loved it. they put him up on his shoulders and trooped around Baghdad. It was an amazing moment.
Aren't we all the children of God? Aren't we? And you should know, by the way, in Israel, not everybody is so militaristic, and there are good people. People of Israel want peace. That's what I said. People of Israel want peace, and you hear it from the enemy directly in their language. It was more real for them than the Native Americans and the shamans, because all their life they were focused on this Israeli enemy more than something distant. It was very real.
I'll never forget it. So these are the reasons we come together, and I would love to hear from you guys. Obviously you're here because you resonate with this, and I would just love to... Yeah.
Amichai. For many years I was filming Peacemaker, then I realized I'm one. So for the last 5 years or something, or maybe more, I'm aware of ancient heritage, that is the Atlantean heritage. And the so-called devil of the day is basically a high priestess of Atlantis, is the great goddess of ancient Egypt, Isis. Isis is the great goddess, is the Shekhinah, the Divine Mother. And let us remember that when each time we say the word Isis, that in fact represents Divine Mother, the goddess of healing, the goddess. It's like some say that the Christianity is a modern version of the ancient Egyptian myth of Isis and Horus. So basically, we need to remember that. And within the tradition, it's called the Hermetic Kabbalah, we can put any pantheon on the tree of life. And Isis is the Binah sphere, which represents the understanding of sorrow, to understand why we are suffering, the left side, okay, of the tree of life. I want to pray to Isis to bless all those who take her name in vain, and they are not Muslims at all. They are just worshipper of the devil. And last week, this Palestinian was doing a terrorist attack in Israel, in Tel Aviv. And yesterday they showed on the news that he was filming himself like a selfie, and
he's now dead.
Yeah, and he was like making home videos of himself, and and he was saying that he's on drugs and he's drinking alcohol.
يعني مشان أحاول أفهمكم، حششت، شمشمت، زحلقنا في عالي، في واطي، في خضير، حشيش، جميع مشتقات وأنواع السطح، من سائل إلى جامد إلى سائح حتى إلى الغبار المنثور.
So I read in the news, in the newspaper, it says, so this guy doesn't think about Al-Aqsa or the Quran. This guy is one of the Hashashin, the Hashashin who were in Iraq. This idea of 72 virgins, they had this whorehouse with 72 whores, and they were drugging people, and then they were waking up in this whorehouse, and they were like celebrating with 72 whores, and then they were giving them an order, you should kill this guy and guy. So he was coming back after having this wild orgy. So then he was saying, like, I had a vision from God. This is what God wants me to do. And if I will do God's will, then I will end up in heaven. So this is how this idea was introduced into Islam. Muhammad did not speak about this. Okay, this is false, this is lie, and somehow this truth is not known enough. And when we know this, I'm talking a lot with Eliyahu about El-Haq. El-Haq is the truth. You know, the law. And when we know the truth, it's like a sword that cuts through the lies, through the darkness. And so it is. And let us know who Isis is. Isis is the goddess of love and healing, the great mother of compassion.
40 years ago, I was living in New York. I was working in theater. I was doing drugs and drinking to excess and marching and demanding peace, an end to the war, you know, marching up the street and carrying placards and lighting candles. And the idea that I think was that if they would stop war, then I could find some peace in my life. And it has been a 40-year journey for me to turn that around and to realize that I am responsible for my own peace. And it's not being withheld by them or anybody. It's ours to claim.
This journey going up on Monday and what we provide. And one of the things that we provide is what I call spiritual substance or spiritual energy. I think that our world is really hungry for spiritual energy. And we provide that by our love, our coming together, our joy. Individuals do it, provide spiritual energy and generate it. But I think together we create something very unique and different. And if we learn how to blend our energies together so that we become, like the energy becomes one energy. Like, you know, I have my Jeff energy over here, and Jimmy has his Jimmy energy, and Eliyahu. And this is fine, but when we come together as a team, something blends together and we create a vibration that's very holy, actually. And it's not just the three of us holy, all of us are holy. And as we keep doing this, as we keep generating this, we build something so that human beings on the earth can change their mind, can change the way they think and feel, and kind of get drawn into this spiritual substance. Well, I think that what's happening is, like Jimmy mentioned, this is a preparation time. Well, we're preparing just by building up a little bit more spiritual substance, a little bit more blending together, a little bit more vision together. And as we provide this, then we can serve this to the world. So when we come together and we go up on the bus on Monday and we go up to the place, it's more than just like one thing. Okay, it's going to happen in this moment. It's a whole vision, it's a whole journey of allowing spiritual substance to blend. It never really ends. And I think that as spiritual substance blends, this is where peace comes from. I don't think peace has to be made. I think it exists. It's existed all along, and we just have to wake up to it and participate with peace. So I participate in my life with peace, you do in your lives with peace. And as we do that, then we get stronger. And then we do it more, and we get even stronger. And then we come together, we get even stronger. And I believe that this is the way that we can create world peace.
You know, all what I believe, and I will learn from my parents, as we are all one, because we are all born to this earth, and we have Holy Father and Mother, Adam and Eve. And we are the children of Adam and Eve in this earth. And we came here, no color, no language, no religion, no belief. What I study, I learned we are all one. I want to live. I want to have a joy with you. Because you are all one family. Because no son here to say Muslim, Christian, Jew, Buddha, Buddhist. We are brother and sister. We have to be soldiers for love and peace. to fight for love and peace. And thank you to be here. You see, I hear from Brother Jim, he's saying, there's nothing secret in this world. Before, when he came to the airport, I know the government, the security know what he's coming to do. And they know about his prayer on Monday at the border of Syria. I don't told them. I don't like them. They know the purpose for what you come in. Because you are a man of peace. When it's been danger in Iraq, you drive all the desert there. My sister in Jordan told me, no, I will burn your passport. You are not allowed to go. There's all the mafia on the way. I said, but my friend going. I said, no way. And she talked to my wife, to my family. They don't let me go. But he goes. He trusts in God, and he's with God here, and he's with us. And for that, we have to support him. And I'm here. I hope we have enough people to pray on the border of Syria, Lebanon, for everyone. Our holy pray for the mother of the earth. You are the mothers. Because in our holy book in the Quran say, Al-Jannah tahta aqdam al-ummahat. Heaven under the foot of the mothers. Because through you we came to the world. And we never grow in front of your eyes. Mother always see us as the kids, as the children. As God bless you, bless all the mother of the earth. Because there is no Christian, Buddha, Buddhist, Muslim mothers. They are all mothers. Thank you to be here. And thank you, and God bless you. Continue doing the good job. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you.
I'd like to say something.
Sure.
On the way here, I was listening to channeling by Master Kuthumi, who was St. Francis in another lifetime before. And he was speaking about timelines. And he was saying that Mother Earth is now, right now, in a conjunction of the most important timelines in her life. And it is up to each one of us now to choose which timeline which we are going to create. We're going to go back to the 3D timeline of the past. We're going to, which will result in Mother Earth being a desert, desolate desert. Or are we going to choose to create Mother Earth as a paradise? And it's up to each one of us in our daily lives, through meeting our shadows, not denying our shadows, not saying, you know, like in the 60s, make love, not war. That didn't work. We have to know ourselves and take responsibility for peace in our inner life and bring it out to so, and he was saying that this timeline is now. It's for us to choose now, for each one of us to choose now what we're going to create on earth. And for each one of us, as I said, to take responsibility. So I was thinking this is the perfect timing for this to happen. And thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, hold on.
Hi James, how are you?
Good morning, good.
The cameras everywhere.
I believe that a million people all over the world are going to be joining us in this incredible mission, and it's an honor. It's incredible. It's surreal, and it's amazing.
Well, I feel really excited to be here representing Creative Health Network because it's just another step in how connected the whole world is, and it adds another layer of the magnification and power of what's happening here. And it's really an honor to be with all of you. And even if I was just here by myself, I'd be so excited. But to be here with an organization, with all of you and my friends here in Jerusalem, I mean, there's something big, big, big going on, and I'm very happy to be a part of it.
Well, as a unity minister, not representing unity by any means, but standing here and stepping on a bus filled with intention and no expectations, knowing that Spirit is guiding us in amazing ways, brought us together and is carrying us safely forward. And as we focus on the 12 powers throughout this amazing land, it just, I think, links unity to the universal roots that are what spirit is all about, and that is what peace is all about. You know, we're not going to find peace by choosing one belief or another. We're going to find peace by recognizing that it's all one belief. And that's what today is about, and it's very exciting to be a part of it.
We really need this help and support. I know so many people on both sides, on the Palestinian side, on the Israeli side, who really want peace. Really, really, we so wanting peace. And unfortunately what we see is only the bad things. You don't hear about the good work that's been done by so many people. So I'm just so grateful and so honored that you're all here. And please God, may this be a tipping point. May this be a tipping point.
Open up to love. 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 We are the ones right now.
Today is the day. Right now, this moment, we're getting on the bus. We're heading to the Golan Heights, where millions of people are going to be focusing their energy and their prayers of peace on the situation in Syria. I had the feeling that this is the beginning of a movement, maybe the most powerful movement in the history of the world, when people come together and realize the power of their joined intent. There's nothing that can stop us. So I'm so excited to be leading this group of pilgrims through the Holy Land from the whole world up into the Golan Heights, where we can look down upon what seems so desperate and to bring peace.
So powerful in scripture and in spiritual tradition. The 12 powers in unity are similar to the chakras in Eastern religion. They represent focuses through which the infinite expresses in each of us. And they're just a very helpful way of focusing your spiritual intention and knowing what you need to develop or what you need to release and express. So it's a powerful concept, you know, and I tie it into the 12 tribes and the 12 disciples, and there are so many representations of sort of spiritual wholeness.
12 constellations.
The 12 constellations, the 12 months of the year. There are so many, you know, and when you go to the book of Revelation,
the 12 gates of the heavenly Jerusalem.
Exactly, and the 24 before the throne, and it just goes on and on and on. Clearly an indication that understanding our spiritual truth involves 12 areas of focus, yes. You know. So it's not a religious structure, but it's a spiritual guide that just helps us get in touch with who we are, with the truth of who we are, and how to be that truth, not just know it or understand it, but truly to be it. I think we're going today to be peace, not to ask for peace, but to be the peace that we know we are.
Thank you.
We have just that kind of connection with one another, just telepathically and psychically, without being physical, and that we call what you, in your words, that is what you call Atlantis.
Yeah, you can see the pyramids that are the same kind of pyramids all over the world.
Right, exactly.
And there is a picture of a pyramid in Mexico, and a pyramid in Egypt, and a pyramid in, I think it was China. Like exactly the same structure. And you have the 3 doors that represents the 3 pillars of the tree of life. So you can really see that this is the same kind of. And when you go into the spiritual teaching, you also find the same practices of alchemy, inner alchemy. And I go into this to really study the metaphysical aspects. So you have the Inca, the Maya, and the Aztec on the Americas. And you have the Druids. They are having this ability to lift up stones. And all this Merlin kind of magic. So Merlin was not just one magician, but an order of magicians and alchemists. And you have all the mysteries that came out of Egypt, which are all the Western mystery traditions. That later the Rosicrucians, the Freemasons, and all those secret society were holding that vision and sometimes abusing it, but also.
Well, that's why we're here again, because it has been abused.
Yeah, so the mysteries of Atlantis was very much abused. And we have in the yoga traditions, the Tantra traditions, and the Tibetan and the Chinese, the Taoist traditions. So really you find it all over the world, these memories of Atlantis. And again, talking about abuse, the Nazis were very into the occult, and they were really thinking themselves to be descendants of Atlantis. And yet again, they chose to connect to the negative side.
The black magic instead of the white magic.
And basically connected to that powers that made Atlantis sink. And they brought this forward into the now. So there's a lot of about time travel. Many people, there is an author called Peter Moon, writes a lot about time travel, and so there is a lot of science now. There is someone called the Anderson Institute, really put it in a scientific way what time travel is. And there is a spiritual community called Damanhur in Italy.
They
have a time machine
Andy
there.
Friedman on the bus.
And they go
Andy Friedman
back and forth to
going once, going
Atlantis.
twice? No.
And they bring
Sabina
spiritual
Lore.
knowledge.
Is there Sabina Lore on the bus? L-O-H-R.
All over the planet, really.
No. Thank you.
So the myth of the goddess Isis is that she and Osiris were the king of Egypt, and they were giving a lot of knowledge about civilization to the Egyptian people. And then is Set, which is like the negative, the dark side character in the story. He get jealous of him, and then he create a sarcophagus. And he says, and he created in the image and the shape of Osiris. So he says, anyone that this sarcophagus will suit, he will get it as a gift. So everybody in the court is checking if it suits them. And when Osiris gets into the coffin, they close it and nail it and throw it into the river, or the Nile. And then the crocodiles are eating this, eating him alive, basically. And then Isis is going around the Nile and collecting his body pieces. So this myth represents, the Osiris was like the king of light, and is the dismemberment of the king of light and the collecting back of the pieces. This is again these lost pieces of the truth, because the truth was one in Atlantis, all the fragments, and now it was scattered all over the world. And we need to connect with Isis, the goddess energy, to collect back and do like a soul retrieval of all the different parts.
O God, lead us from the unreal to the real.
O God, lead us from the unreal to the real.
O God, lead us from darkness into light.
O God, lead us from darkness into light.
O God, lead us from death to immortality.
O God, lead us from death to immortality.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti unto all.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti unto all.
the Buddhist prayer. May all beings everywhere plagued with sufferings of body and mind. May all beings everywhere plagued with sufferings of body and mind quickly be freed from their illnesses.
Quickly be freed from their illnesses.
May all beings swiftly attain Buddhahood.
May all beings swiftly attain Buddhahood.
The Zoroastrian prayer. Peace and universal love. Hold on, that's not the Zoroastrian, that's the James. The Zoroastrian prayer. That understanding will triumph over ignorance. That understanding will triumph over ignorance. That generosity will triumph over indifference. That generosity will triumph over indifference. That trust will triumph over contempt. That trust will triumph over contempt. And that truth will triumph over falsehood. That truth will triumph over falsehood. The Jainist prayer. Peace and universal love is the essence of all the Gospels. Peace and universal love is the essence of all the Gospels. Forgive do I, creatures all. Forgive do I, creatures all. And let all creatures forgive me. And let all creatures forgive me. Here's a good one, the Jewish prayer of peace. Let's really belt this one out, all right? Oh, come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord. Oh, come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, that we may walk the paths of the Most High. That we will walk the paths of the Most High. And we will beat our swords into plowshares. And we will beat our swords into plowshares. And our spears into pruning hooks. And our spears into pruning hooks. Shinto prayer of peace. We earnestly wish that the wind will soon puff away. We earnestly wish that the wind will soon puff away all the clouds hanging over the tops of the mountains. All the clouds hanging over the tops of the mountains. The native African prayer. For you are the one who does not hesitate to respond to our call. For you are the one who does not hesitate to respond to our call. You are the cornerstone of peace. You are the cornerstone of peace. The Native American prayer. Give us the wisdom to teach our children to love. Give us the wisdom to teach our children to love. To respect and to be kind to one another. To respect and to be kind to one another. So that we may walk in peace. So that we may walk in peace. The Muslim prayer. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent and the Merciful. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent and the Merciful. Let's do that one again. Together. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent and the Merciful. Praise be to the Lord of the universe. Praise be to the Lord of the universe, who has created us and made us into tribes and nations. Who has created us and made us into tribes and nations. That we may know each other, not despise each other. That we may know each other, not despise each other. The Baha'i prayer. Be a breath of life unto the body of humankind. Be a breath of life unto the body of humankind. A dew upon the soil of the human heart. A dew upon the soil of the human heart. And a fruit upon the tree of humility. And a fruit upon the tree of humility. The seeking prayer. Know that we attain God when we love. Know that we attain God when we love. And only that victory endures, in consequence of which, and only that victory endures, in consequence of which, no one is defeated. No one is defeated. And the Christian prayer. Love your enemies. Love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Bless those who curse you. And pray for those who abuse you. And pray for those who abuse you. Blessed be the peacemakers. Blessed be the peacemakers. For they shall be known as the children of God. For they shall be known as the children of God. Let's do that together 2 more times. Blessed be the peacemakers, for they shall be known as the children of God. Blessed be the peacemakers, for they shall be known as the children of God.
Shanti, Shalom, Salam, peace. Om Shanti, Shalom, Salam, peace. Just breathe that in now. Carry that energy with you today. Energy of peace, universal peace. And we share with all the beings. Say together and so it is.
Be the change that you want to see. Be the change. Be the change that you want to see in this world. I've come to you as a friend, one who understands, for something to move, or grow, or change at all. Hold out your hand, hold out your hand, and be the change. Be the change.
Point of Harbental. Harbental in Arabic, إيش اسمه في العربي؟ تل الغرام.
The mountain of love.
This is Mount Bental, and we are now overlooking the Syrian border. Israel, Syria, the Golan Heights. As we know, there's a civil war raging just on the other side. We're overlooking Hezbollah and Syrian army-held village and rebel-held villages, Al-Nusra Front, ISIS-affiliated villages. The people of Syria are suffering. We're going to be doing prayers together now from the three Abrahamic religions, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, Druze, and the universal spirit and tradition, and in connecting. And we also, by the way, have a video call from, we'll see if we can connect from Gaza, and they'll be joining us also. We have our representatives in Gaza City who are also joining us for the prayer. So please, at 5 o'clock exactly, after we do our group prayers here together, we're going to be doing 10-minute silent meditation. Literally millions of people around the world will be focused in a great Abrahamic pulse of prayer. James Twyman will open with a song.
Shalom, salam, peace. As Eliyahu said, millions and millions of people who believe in the power of joined intention, the power of focused affirmative prayer, are joining us here in this spot, radiating our prayers and meditations of peace into this troubled region. And Eliyahu and I decided to call this the Great Abrahamic Pulse, because this is about the three great Abrahamic religions coming together and say, we believe in peace, we believe in love. This world is talking about and very fearful of extremism. The extremists today are getting all the news, but we're being called to be extremists today as well. We're being called to be extremists in love, to be so extreme in our love that a revolution of love begins. And it starts right here today with this group who is brave enough to be here present physically, and for the millions of people who will be gathering us. So to begin, before we hear the prayers of peace from our representatives, we're going to share just a little bit of the Christian, the Muslim, and the Jewish prayers of peace. I'm going to sing them, and I'm just going to ask you to open up your hearts, breathe deeply, and just to welcome these prayers. We begin with the Christian prayer. Oh Lord, I am an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, I am your love. O divine Master, grant that I may not see, to be consoled as to console. For it is in giving that we receive,
in pardoning that we are pardoned, and in dying to ourselves that we live. In the name of Allah, the merciful and the great, praise be to the Lord of all, who has made us into tribes and nations his own, not that we may despise, but to know each one God's servant shall be the one who walks the earth in humility. And when we see this one, we shall say, peace be unto you. And we will beat our swords into plowshares, and our spears into pruning hooks. Nations will not lift their swords in anger. No longer will we write of war in our books. No longer will any one of us be afraid, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken. And we will beat our swords into plowshares, and our spears into pruning hooks. So now, as a way of binding these prayers together, we do together one long Om, joining the people all around the world who are with us. Ready? Here we go.
Our neighbors in Syria now are suffering. Do you know that? About 5 million people, about 40%, 45% of the people of Syria have become refugees and have been lost their homes. 2 to 3 million have fled the borders. Several, 3 to 4 or 5 million are internal refugees within Syria. Close to 50% of the entire country of 20 million people have lost their homes. Many are suffering. And we're not here to point the blame at Putin, at Assad, at Daesh, ISIS, at Hezbollah, Nusra Front, Free Syrian Army. There's many rebel groups. Our prayer is not about blame. Our prayer is about healing and transformation for the people of Syria who are suffering right now, especially the women and the children. There are Syrian villages with no food. They're literally on the verge of starvation, literally just behind us, not far away from here. So we want to do a prayer for the healing of the Syrian people.
מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב. Yeah. Whoever God who blessed our forefathers and mothers will bless the people of Syria with the people of the whole world. Please God, let them all feel peace. Let them all feel love in their heart. Put love and peace into the hearts of the leaders of the whole world to understand there is one way to finish this all, and this is the way of peace. We say,
مرحبا بكم جميعا. بداية بس تحياتي لكم من قلب مدينة غزة، وبنرسل الحب لكم والسلام، وبنوقف طبعا احنا بنرسل صلواتنا لكل اللي بيعانوا كما احنا بنعاني بغزة. بنعرف انه اخواننا في سوريا بيعانوا من ظلم داعش، من ظلم الجبروت اللي عندهم والقتل الجوار اللي ضدهم. طبعا احنا قلوبنا معهم وبنرسل حبنا وايماننا.
اللهم يا رب العالمين رحمة في الشيوخ الركع والأطفال الرضع والبهائم الرتع، ارحم عبيدك في كل أنحاء الأرض. آمين آمين آمين. Shalom salam hu hu. 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 Salam. Shalom. Hands up. Up, up, up. Salam. Everyone touch the pole. Shalom. Salam. Shalom.
And there are millions of people around the world who are focusing in on this moment and this spot with all of you. So we're going to ask that everyone now, wherever you want to sit, right in this general area by the peace pole overlooking Syria, we're going to go into 15 minutes of silence, holding the peace, welcoming the peace, feeling that peace prevails right now in this moment for the people of Syria and all through the world. So 15 minutes of silence.
If I had the answer, I would give it to you. If I knew the question, I would say the dream that he spoke of was forgotten by some, so we remember today, so we remember today. I have a dream, one day we'll rise up, too well to understand that everyone can be God's children singing loud from every mountain top. Thank God Almighty, we're finally free. Thank God Almighty, at last we're free.
Love, I am whole, I am spirit. Sway. Eternal life is mine. In the peace of God do I claim for all beings. Shalom, salam. Shalom, salam. Shalom, salam. Shalom, salam. To the right. Shalom, salam. Shalom, salam. Shalom, salam. I am whole, I am whole, I am spirit. Eternal life is mine. In the peace of God do I claim for all beings. Shalom, salam. Shalom, salam. Shalom, salam. Shalom, salam. Back in. Shalom, salam. Shalom, salam. Shalom, salam. Yes, thank you. Shalom, salam, peace. And so it is. Thank you, everyone. Eliyahu, you want to share a few words?
Inshallah, Bisir Salam. La ilaha. The Sheikh wants us to say La ilaha illallah. 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 La Ein od milvado. Ein od milvada. Ein od milvado. There is none other than him, her, he. Abuna Na'il Abu Rahmun. Closing prayer, please, in Arabic and English.
Here together on this space and to join all of peacemakers, people around the world. Thank you for listening and hearing to our prayers, the prayers from our hearts.
Recall the simple ways, and we'll be there again. The world is waiting. The time is now, yeah, the world is waiting. The time is now. 'Cause I have a dream, one day we'll rise up.
Few expected it, but the International Syria Support Group has come to an agreement in Munich. US Secretary of State John Kerry has announced that humanitarian aid to stricken areas in Syria would get moving this week, as well as the first steps towards getting warring parties to put down their guns.
We have agreed to implement a nationwide cessation of hostilities to begin in a target of 1 week's time. That's ambitious, but everybody is determined to move as rapidly as possible to try to achieve this.
From every mountain top.